Hi, I'm Martin Taylor, and I'm a jazz guitarist. I think of myself first of all as a guitarist that comes from a jazz background. And I just thought I would, while I'm here, I'll just show you a couple of things about this style of guitar player that I've been inventing and trying to improve on over the past 50 years or so. So I started playing the guitar in 1960, and first of all, I played with groups with other musicians. But as I got more into playing, I decided that I wanted to play the guitar as a solo instrument. It's like the piano. It's not a one-note instrument. It's a harmonic instrument. And very often, I felt that when I was only playing single lines, it felt to me like almost like a piano player playing with one hand, with the other hand tied behind the back. I just knew there were other things that we could do. So I looked at how to play like jazz tunes and how to play them solo. And the usual way to go about this is what we call chord-melody style. So you have the melody. Then we have the chords that go with that. So that for that phrase there, you put the two together and you play the chords in with the inversion, which is which way round the notes go, with that melody on the top. So you plant the melody on the top, so you get this kind of thing. And it's one way of doing it, but it's very limiting. It's kind of heavy. There's not really anything very interesting about that. I worked a lot with piano players, and I used to watch their left hand, and they used to play these tenths, which is like a third, but an octave higher. So you get this kind of thing. You hear that kind of boogie-woogie style of playing. And I saw that, the way they were playing that, and what I did was break every chord down just to a major tenth and a minor tenth. So when I'm playing that chord, I only think of those two notes, the root note and the tenth. And I have that as a skeleton, like a sketch. If you were a painter, you do a pencil sketch just to get everything in proportion and the way you want it to be, and then from that you can then begin to paint around that. So what I do now is that when I do that and I understand the intervals in between, I get my students, first of all, I just get them to play the melody first of all. Then I get them to play the chords as a second part. Then the third step, I get them to put the two together, which is that chord melody. Now the fourth step, I just get them to play the melody and the root note of every chord. So you then get this. It's sparse. Then the fifth step, we add everything we just add another note within the chord. So we're starting to break out of those block chords. Already it's becoming a little more interesting. Then you can start moving that line. So just with the melody and the bass and those lines in the middle, we get to the sixth step. It's very familiar, it's Bach, where it all originated from. Also, I can then start changing the bass a little bit, and I change the melody as well, and I can improvise on that. So then I start. So I've got 3 or 4 parts that are all moving around. You've moved away then from those block chords, which are fine, but it's only a starting point. But then I get my students beyond that point when they start getting very frustrated that they cannot express their musical ideas that they've got in their head. Then I get them to break everything down like this and start to build it up.